I'm Tyler from Project Deeper. We'll be showing off some of the stuff that we've been doing today. I'm going to quickly run over to the computer, and I will show what I've done, and then we'll show the rest of what we've all done individually. Okay. So we've today.
Project Deeper, but who's giving the elevator pitch? Remember I asked to start.
Oh yeah, hang on, give me a second. Let me come back. I'm back, don't worry. Okay, so the elevated pitch for our game is a medieval fantasy random dungeon roguelike. So each time you load into a dungeon, the dungeon will always be randomized and different each time. And we pretend to have levels that you are going to go down and back up, but the level will always be, the level that you've previously been will stay the same, so you can run around and collect anything that you've missed from the previous floor. Besides that, that's basically it at this point. Alright, to the computer. So week 4, I was quite busy this weekend, so I wasn't able to do too much of what I had to do. So I wasn't able to make a guide animation or alert or an idle. I made my own version of the user interface to for the assessments that we have to do, which I'll be showing afterwards. I haven't been able to work on any of that. I made a door. That's about probably as much as I've made. And I created a new tile set, which I will show off today as well. Oh, look at that. Okay, they're already here. So here is the toolbar, but we've shortened one of them, so there'll be the sword you have equipped, the shield you have equipped, potion, and stamina potion. This one will get with has been removed. Yeah, there you go, that's the version. Here's the what would be the health and stamina bars in my version. Here is the floor level icon, the player's inventory of like what they can hold and collect from the dungeon, and here is the player's inventory when viewing and equipping armor and adjusting weapon equips and stamina potions. Here is the helmet, body armor, gauntlets, loincloth, and boots. This will have the player rendered here, so it will be updated in real time. So when you take off the helmet, it will take off the helmet into the viewer. I've got a random generation test of my own here with the new and updated tile sets. The footage that you're seeing and the perspective is not how the game will be represented. Since this is the only character controller I have, this is what I used. So as you can see, you can move throughout the level, but I made the exit room show here. This would be the exit room, but it needs to still be visually different compared to the other rooms, say for example like a ladder at the center that goes downwards. Besides that, that's basically the random generation. If I load this up again, the random generation will be completely different, and the layout as well will be different.
Has the random generation been fixed with the items within the...
We have not gotten to... I have not myself gotten to that point. I just got a random generator working last night.
Alright.
I don't know about UI. Here are the screenshots of the tiles and doors up close. So this is the double door that we have. It can open either way with animations. Here is the entry room. This is a left turn, one entrance room, a right turn, straights, T-junction, plus junction, and a closed off room which would be used to block off any other openings that might have the player be able to access by falling out of the world. And I had a wonderful friend of mine named Taylor who gave me a bunch of audio voices to use from my game jam, which I can use here. Do we have audio working here? And that's basically the gist of it. It's just a lot of random actions I got her to do. Yeah! Yeah, basically. Besides that, that is all I have done. And yeah, the plans for today and this week would be finish off what I couldn't do last week due to things outside of TAFE, and probably polish up anything that needs to be added.
Okie dokie.
Who would like to take over the reins? Dale?
I'll go
Oh,
because
Luke
they're
will
direct
go.
email.
Let me eject.
Got the right one. There's like 3 plugins now.
I had my name on mine.
Good boy. There's Paul's formation. Oh, corrupted hard direct.
So, what I did was a basic menu system so far, with just functioning buttons really. All the options work, I don't know what a resolution is scaling, but like the graphics and everything works, volume sliders all hooked up. And then I just did the pause menu, which isn't scaling either, really. Yeah. And then it's that.
Oh no. Don't worry about it. Just close it, it'll be fine.
just ignore and pray and hope.
Yep.
Dear Lord, it's not good.
No, it's not.
I have also made some UI assets for the game. I just have basic wooden planks, the chains and everything. We're going to do like I don't know how to explain it, a 3D main menu, so it's actual physical assets and everything, and then have buttons overlaid on the panels and animations for when you click them, like it might push the wood panel back a bit. Besides that, I've just been doing some concept work for HUD assets and 2D sprites, but I'm going to have to figure out how to use Photoshop throughout the week. Yeah. Besides that, that's all I've done.
What are your plans for this week?
Learn how to use Photoshop, any 2D sprites, get the rest of the UI stuff done, death screen and play inventory system. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Alright. We'll wait to the end.
Okay. Dale is next up to the table. Let's go.
So this isn't corrupted.
Yes, let's hope it doesn't corrupt, seeing as my hard drive is sitting there.
Alright.
A few versions happening now, that's good to see.
Yeah, I just kind of like increment it when I feel like it. But yeah, trying to get some kind of version control. The very first version then. Compared to the very first version, I think we've added quite a bit. But it's still just showing off the technical aspect of what we're looking for. Very, very good graphic settings. So this is going to be like the planned camera angle that we're going for. And the player's movements. This is a bad generation, but basically, this wouldn't be when the player starts the game. They're going to enter the main menu scene, which is going to be basically a canvas that will come over the screen, and basically when they press play, the canvas will transition away, and then they will be translated behind, and then they'll walk into the cave, and then when they walk in the cave, then this scene will load. This scene is just the default one, as we haven't really started work on the main menu scene yet. As you can see, the player automatically snaps to the mouse position, but when you're moving it doesn't, but if you'll right click, it'll stay snapping for like an aiming kind of feature. The sword has a hitbox on it, and it will turn on when you're swinging, so that's the attack. This is a gameplay HUD kind of system that I've been working on. I'm going to be working with Luke. His name's Luke. With getting more of it done and refined. There's still quite a bit of work to do. This is a debug build, so I have set up some things to show that the HUD does work. The green bar stamina, red is health. You do die, but it doesn't restart because I'm a genius. Basically, the leveling system does work, so if I mash this, you should notice that it does take longer and longer for the bar to fill up, using an incremental value. The potions, your health and stamina do both increase when you level up. The potions work. For some reason it's saying it's 5, that's a bug. Yeah, alright, bug. Great.
Also gonna want also gonna want a Persian drinking animation.
Yeah, we've got an
Of the
animation and all that. We just need to wire it all up, which shouldn't take too long. It's just a matter of getting it, all the crucial elements done. But yeah, these are all the outdated tile sets. I'm probably going to work on getting the new ones that Tyler has made working, as I've been having some issues with these tiles with like some collision. Hold on, sound works. With some collision and issues I've been having with the generation, but it's very close now to not having many issues. But yeah, it's kind of just some tiles. Basically, the tiles use a prefab, and as you would notice, most of these look very similar. When you would, so this room here had some coins in it, with some torches, and this one was straight with some of that. This is another cross, but because there's issues with the whole generation, there's another campfire there which you can't see, and it's colliding. The light is colliding with another one. Very confusing stuff sometimes. Player model was updated since last time, so you can see that he has potions on his belt, as well as a lantern, which I'm going to add a light source to, so the player can have some illumination where they are. There is a development menu, but don't really know if it's going to work. Oh, here we go. There we go. So this is the dev level, but this is just for testing stuff. I thought I may as well I'm gonna show it off. It doesn't really work because I've changed a lot of things in the other scene, and I haven't really checked the prefab on this one to make sure that nothing's collided. But as you see, the animations are broken because I'm a genius.
See, the idle still works, but there you go.
Yeah, the idols, everything is still there. I can't remember what they were called.
You might want to write that down next time.
Yeah, I'll put all the codes down in the document, but there are codes, and they do work. Well, it's not broken, but yeah, I haven't checked this in a while. But yeah, it kind of works. about it.
What is your plans for this week?
Finishing, implementing all the animations that you have done that I haven't updated yet, and then just making sure the prefab is consistent across scenes, because that's going to be a big issue we're going to have if we don't have that done. Then we're going to have a lot of
Yeah. Also,
bugs.
the new tile sites as well.
Yeah, I'll make sure that the tile sets are all updated. Should be fine.
That's it now. Tassie, your turn. Come up to the front, to the Olive Garden, and get 3 breadsticks.
We don't even have the other brother. That's not even a thing we have.
Right now, I'm still working on the main menu scene for the is it Dale and Luke's
Yeah, we'll be working together on that.
yeah. So I've already shown it off before. The main menu.
That's the file system,
Use the shortcut. Quick riders.
I haven't worked on it lately though, since I didn't have any internet, let's say, for the last couple of days. But I will be finishing off, just polishing it a little bit more and then handing it off to Dale and Luke to put Luke's 3D menu assets in.
Yeah.
And then let Dale play around with the scripts and then finish off the main menu area. But this is basically the area where once you click play, you just be chucked in this little area, and that's that's the cave there where you enter the dungeon itself. But I think I might add a couple more things just to give the player a little more direction. Probably don't really need it, but may as well just add it in. Other than that, it's probably making a little more particles for probably more like different versions of flames and stuff like that for the dungeon area, for like torches or anything that might be within the dungeon that might need a particle effect, or even just like a glow effect for like some of the enemies. But other than that, that's about it. Oh, and some of the assets that will be found within the dungeon, like barrels, crates, sword stands, such and such. Just to give the dungeon a little more of a less empty feel. Other than that, that's about it for now.
Are you gonna try and do that?
I'm Lorenzo. I'm working in Team Fern Gully, and this is our game Project Farm Companion. Just a quick pitch. It's like a farming Metroidvania, I guess. You play as a farmer and his companion. You find plants, you feed them to your companion, that gives it abilities. When this companion has different abilities, you can go out further into the world to find more plants and continue the process. I am the animator, I work on levels, and I make additional models from here and there. So, good one. I set up the rig for the character after James modeled and put materials on, and I worked on the animations. So I've got a idle animation, I've got a walk animation, a gather, and a command pet. The gather was set up so it plays a full animation, the character stops, bends down, picks it up, which you should see soon. There. The command pet I set up by just it's just the head, the upper body, and the arms, so it can go through while the character's walking. And from that, as well as that, I've worked on the levels, so this is going to be the first main hubbish area, the forest, and next up is the farm. So this will be where you start. This will be where you find your first plant, which lets you go to the forest. And that's what starts it all off. James, you want to go? Sure.
Right, my name is James. I'm one of the 3D modelers for Team Fern Gully. Here we have the first iteration of some of the plants that we've got for phase 1 of the game. Currently the glow bell provides illumination in the area around the companion. The fire fruit, all thanks to work in progress, allows your companion to breathe fire. This is going to be the first plant you pick up in a small cider farm. Still to be decided. Next up is the rock melon. I kind of had to push to get that name done. Yeah, there's some things that I like it. And finally the till plant. Not the final version of the model right there, but indicative of the final product. That one is what allows you, your companion, to help till the farm, assist you, and let you farm more. Also made the character model. I won't say it's my finest work, but it's reasonably good. I think so compared to some of my other stuff. Had some difficulty with reading it up, learning to had. Mostly due to my own lack of knowledge with rigs and that kind of stuff. Although I'm hoping to work on that. I've also recently made a set of mushroom piles to populate some areas of the caves and other areas. Unfortunately, I don't have images of that on Happy, so I can't show those off right now. I think that's it from me. I'll
quickly chime in. You get the time around. This is not. This is indicative of the final product, but this is not what's actually achievable currently in the game. We like to have a glow, but this is all set up in Blender Cycle, so this won't be translating directly, and we'll have to achieve it in a different method.
Because you're transferring, of course, all your models into Unity Game Engine?
Yes.
So you would be playing with the illumination effects in Unity rather than in Blender.
I'm more of a beginner model. My name is Chris, and I've just tried to make as many simple assets that can be helped in the game. So this was one of my probably better assets. It's just a tree stump that could be found anywhere in the level. Pretty excited. More of a boulder that we could have if in our paths where you could use the rock fruit to break through. Some big rocks to get some assets from, or just some other little rocks or minion rocks that you can find throughout the level. And then just as more of just scenery or maybe another implant throughout the game, it's just a beehive.
Nice.
No, so, I mean, I consider Beehive being used as a mechanic in the game. It's just a matter of how much time you have during your prototyping.
Phase 2.
I'm Tim. I'm basically doing most of the programming for the game. We intend to have a more functioning, interactive and fun-looking main menu, but this does the bare basics at the moment. For the mechanics of the game, we have a pet that follows you. You double-click to obtain fruits or flowers, depending on the aspect. I only have placemakers in at the moment. As Lorenzo said, the first item that we would pick up would be in this area. Now, with the inventory system we have set up, we currently only have the flame ability working, so all you need to do is pick up, drag, and click on the button to be able to activate it. I haven't set up the sprite imaging for the companion at this present moment in time, but when we go to the cylinder, which is meant to represent the fallen tree, and right click, the companion should automatically go and get it. right? So these are the 2 levels that Lorenzo has made, which are decent at the moment, and a lot more work will need to be done, which is fine because we already know this. Day and night cycle works fairly well. You might need to slow it down a bit more. And yeah, these are all the things we have implemented at this present moment in time. But yes, a lot more work needs to be done.
Yeah, so the scene itself looks quite dark, just in that testing. I know
We need
it's
some
just a test phase there. But you're talking about illumination coming from the mushroom cap on the.
Mushroom cap below bell.
Would that be enough to illuminate?
That'd be more for the cave. We're going to set it up so we'll actually still be able to see fairly well at night time with other sources of lighting.
Okay.
Also, the forest and the farm, they were just blocked out in Blender. The large assets are more indicative of where assets are going to go, which we're going to be working on over the following weeks. But yeah, I do agree it's very dark. We need to work on that.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, I know everything's in placeholder mode
Yeah.
at the moment, but
Prototype.
yeah, prototype. All right, very good. Is that everybody in your team so far?
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Woo. Oh, the rest of the team, come on. There we go.
Alright, solid.
All
I
right.
wanted it more, I get it.
Very good.